we are back with the series on revealing the truth and the core of the houses via Vedic astrology. Today is the fourth house, and commonly the fourth house is known as the house of Cancer. It's ruled by the moon, so it has to do with the mother, with nourishment. Also, that's where people see the spirit or the soul from the heart. It also rules the home, property, and psychology recently that I learned through you. So, beloved, would you like to illuminate us today on the secrets of the fourth house?
Okay. So the thing with the fourth house is, first, like, the sign which I like to call it is, use the Sanskrit name for it, is Kark. Kark is the Rashi. It's a sign called Kark, which is better than calling it by a disease. In the English name is like a disease, so
Yes.
best not call it a disease, right? Like, call anything by a disease, so better to use a Sanskrit name.
Okay. And what does Kirk mean?
Kirk is many things, but yeah, there is a thing like, the crab, which is a animal which lives on the thing, and it always hides in its shell, and it goes into dens, and and things like that, because it has that sort of like homely thing. It is always going towards its home, or always living inside the home. Mm-hmm. And as you said, it is the home house, right? Fourth house. And we have to connect back to our last one, third house. Okay, in third house we went traveling, right? In the last one. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when you go to travels, where do you come back to? When you go to home, right? Like, so in third house we went traveling right now. So after traveling, you have to
go home.
Go home. So that's why fourth. After third, automatically fourth. It's logical. It's a sequence. Okay, so after third, you'll have to come home. Like, okay, so even if you go out to get groceries or whatever and get things, and then you come back home, right? Like, that's what fourth house is. So fourth house is basically this place where you can come back to, where you feel comfortable.
So
okay, now security and comfort, or comfortability. Okay, now so the thing is that where you feel comfortable, what kind of surroundings you feel comfortable in, again, what shows what about you? It shows your psychology, right? You can discern anybody's psychology from what they are comfortable around. That's a core part of psychology, right?
Yes.
How do you discern a being's psychology? Is by what they are. So that's why it becomes the house of psychology. Okay, and it is like mother, like, and so like the breasts, for example. So like the child suckles the breast because it gets nourishment from there when they are young. So that is also fourth house. Okay, so you're getting comfort and security from there as well, and nourishment as well. Okay, so this is about all those things, this house basically. So and childhood as well, because what kind of childhood you have and everything, and then they say, like, childhood shapes a lot of people's how they are later, right? If there's any too many negative events and stuff like that, that has a trauma built in, which comes out later, right?
And it shows through the psychology. Yes,
psychology. And so what all will that come under? Fourth house. All of that will be seen from fourth house. Okay, so it's becoming an important house, right? In that,
yes,
in that sense, so negative influences here can create psychological problems for life. Okay, and disturb your peace. So it's your internal peace, how much internal peace you have. Like, and mostly people are most peaceful in their house usually, like that's where they feel most relaxed and most peaceful and stuff. So the fourth house rules that.
Yes.
So like, it can be a thing which you can get too comfortable in something, and then not do the rest, and like, you just get into that feeling of comfort and security, but then you don't grow. So then it can be crabby in that way,
Yes. Hold on.
So
Mami, apágalo. Sorry, my mom just turned on a waterfall.
right, right,
Okay. Sorry.
right. Okay, you can edit that out. That's
Yeah.
up to you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can just do that. So the thing with that is that I mean waterfall and stuff like comes under 4,000.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yes. Yeah. So like it's a watery sign, fourth sign.
Oh, that's
Is a
right.
water.
Yeah.
It's watery signs of like ponds, swimming pools, little these things, and all of that comes under fourth house, which people go in for feeling refreshed, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to feel refreshed after like a journey in third house, you've gone traveling, and then after that you want to feel refreshed. So the fourth house, water, you step into water. Water makes you feel refreshed and all of that. Only thing with the fourth house is that if you do too much of it, you can get stagnant.
Mm.
So there's a stagnancy issue here. Okay. And stagnant water starts to
Smell bad.
smell and rot. And that,
Yeah.
So there is a motion required, fluidity, like a stream,
Mm.
right? So that streaminess is required out here. So either your psychology will be stagnant or moving like a stream. So all of that is the issue of the fourth house. Okay, so
Move the breast. The heart is also in there. So is the heart
yeah,
considered that in that house?
yeah, half of the heart. The heart is also fifth house. It's fifth.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, so fourth house is what is called in people is your general psychology or and that kind of feeling nature and intrinsic sense of peace,
Mm.
fullness you have inside you, which all depends a whole lot on your upbringing and your all
Yeah.
of those things. And early education comes in fourth house too. Okay,
Oh, okay.
because you're dealing with your mother and mother tells you things and stuff in the beginning and all of that, so that's the house of mother too, for that reason.
Wow. So much of what you're saying gets mistaken for being in the second house.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
So
clarification.
yes, so the mother is there, this thing is there, all of that, home, all of this kind of thing is fourth house, right? So so all these factors are converging out there, and it's important to have that going well in order to go to the next house, which will be discussed next time. But once those factors are functioning well, it provides a platform for the next house. Actually, once this thing is set up, like the third house, we talk about courage, and you need to have courage to do those things. You need courage to go out, and this is a different house completely. Here you need more peacefulness. Peacefulness is the key here in this house. So basically,
if you had, for example, like the sun, which is a very hot, big planet, what would that be like in the fourth house?
like if sun is in the fourth house, for example, like in different signs it'll be different, but in general, that means sun just lights things up, right? So what will you have? Your internal psychology or nature or that kind of nature will be very clear.
Oh.
There'll be a clarity about it. There'll be no hidden things. So when you look at people like that, you'll say like, yeah, everything is clear about this person. They are very clear and open about that kind of thing. They don't hide any of that. They're in no way hidden about their thing and stuff like that. So and sometimes it can like create more of a sense of pride about some things like that, because sun can go into pride. So you be proud about your home. My home is so great and so big and so that thing, or I have this car and which is like others don't have, and all that kind of thing too, right? So it can go either way. Like there's just brightness and clarity, and there can be pride too if you don't control that aspect of it. So, like they'll be like those people. No, I'm not gonna buy that. Like that's an old car. I have to buy a brand new car only. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, right. This whole like kingly sort of feeling about everything.
Mm.
My home is my castle, and all of that kind
Yeah.
of. It's affecting the psychology, right? Like again,
Yeah. It's
and
very,
how.
I have the sun in my fourth house, and I'm always saying like, oh, I have the best mother.
Yeah, yes, like that. Yes, and that thing, and they're concerned about all the things related to 4,000. There is a clarity and light, and top of that, they can be.
And how does
Yeah.
Mars relate to the fourth house?
See, it's a beginning of your heart. It's your making of your heart. What makes your heart? Your psychology makes your heart first, right? Like your psychology builds your heart.
Oh,
It's a heart creation process.
wow.
What is your heart made of? It's made of the. So the building process starts in the fourth house. Fifth house completes it.
Oh, wow. Fascinating.
Yeah.
So the
But
creation of the heart. But what about cars, like automobiles? You had mentioned that in connection to the fourth too.
yeah, because automobiles and stuff is also fourth house. Because they stay at your home, right? They
Oh,
park in your garage, like
okay.
they are your that thing, and you always have this thing. Oh, if I have to go somewhere, I have this thing. Yeah, I can go out with this or whatever. Like comfort, conveyance, these kind of things.
Okay.
So, like for example, if you're in a house in your home, okay, and you want peace, and you have for having that peace, you will have to have a knowing that I can get out anytime I want to.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, it'll become like jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it becomes like jail, then you won't be peaceful inside,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So if fourth house becomes a jail, then you won't be peaceful about it. So
Yeah.
car is that, or any vehicle is that thing that you can go out, which gives you in turn peace while you are in there.
Yes. Fascinating. Yeah.
So there are all these kind of things about it. Okay, so that's how these things are connected to the fourth house actually, and it's land and stuff and all the immovable property like land and
Okay.
so like your farmers, like you whatever land you have, that's fourth house. Okay.
Yeah, like the
So,
homeland. Yeah.
like homeland plus the land you have, like which you grow this your product your produce on, and all of that is also fourth house.
Okay.
So all kinds of like right now people have houses, flats, whatever, like all these things, houses, flats, lands, whatever, these all come under fourth house
Mm.
basically, because that's where you stay, that's where you live, that's your home, and so that's that is your fourth house basically. So the home country also, like which country you're born in, all of that is fourth house.
I did also want to dispel this one last kind of, I don't know, I think it's a myth of what I heard of per Vedic astrology that they say if you have the sun in the fourth house, that it's so bright that it like burns and creates a blockage in the heart. Is that true?
No, nothing like that. Nothing.
Oh, thank gosh.
Yeah. I mean, like I told you, it's just putting light on something.
Okay, good.
What does sun do? Like in the day comes out, you start seeing everything, right?
Yeah.
Which was not visible becomes visible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's visibility in the psychological
Yeah.
aspect of things.
So much in
And
these Vedic teachings, they go so negative with so much of it,
yeah. So I mean, a person is sun in fourth house. What would they like in their house? You tell me.
Oh, what were they like in their house?
Yeah. What would they want their house to be like if the sun is in fourth?
Well, whoosh, like nicely lit inside.
It's nicely lit, right? Yeah. They don't want dank, cold, that kind of spaces. If you're Saturn in fourth, you're fine with all the curtains drawn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I was thinking too, like if Saturn
Yeah.
is in the fourth in a debilitated sign, for example,
Yeah.
that it would maybe have some problems seeing its own psychological issues.
And I'm not saying that. Like, let's not go that far. Like, I mean, it's still a practical planet. Okay, Saturn is practical and it can be realistic about things. It's realistic, so it can be realistic about things. Okay, they can bring sense of realism into the whole thing. But I'm just talking about like you can tell like that, like sun will want a more nicely lit place, and Saturn is fine being not so lit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll have the curtains will probably be like.
Yeah, but we're not saying that this is bad or this is good or this is not. We're not putting a value like that on it. That this is better or that is worse or that is good. Like that's what they do in modern.
Mm-hmm. They all per se have their own benefits in which they can bring.
Yes. So we can't say like, okay, like I mean, like having curtains drawn can have its own use at different times, and being very lit can have its own use at different times. You know. So.
And it's true. Mean, my house is super lit. It's like glass windows everywhere.
Yeah. Yes. So that sun prefers that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It feels better. And it's funny you mentioned that about Saturn and curtain, because I had a friend who had all of his curtains on the thing, wouldn't open a window, wouldn't let the sun in, and it drove me crazy. I could not be in it.
Yes. So that's the difference in psychology of sun and 4,000 Saturn.
Yes.
So do you understand? Like, so we're not saying which is good, which is bad. We're not saying any such thing.
Yes. Yeah.
We are just saying what is. That's all. Like, we're not putting a value marker on any of this. Like the whole thing, So the point is that that's what fourth house is, basically all these things, So fourth house is an important house. It's a house of rest, relaxation, and your early education, and all of that. So what kind of education you'll get depends on your mother a lot of times, because she's one telling you things, and your early education in school and whatever, when you are very small, kindergarten and whatever, all these first few classes, class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, comes under fourth house.
Okay.
Yeah, because you mostly at the time like forming your psychology and everything, isn't it? Like at that age, basically it's the formative, that thing, So the plant is growing slowly, it's sapling, and what kind of water goes in it, and how accordingly it grows, right? That plant.
In that sense, it's such an important house, because it's really what sets up the rest of your life. You want to make sure that foundation is set strong, that the water is fluid and it's not smelly, stagnant.
Nurturing. It's nurturing.
Yeah, because that'll affect the way that the plant grows into its adult years.
Yeah. The second house is the earth and the seed. The second house which we went to, second house is the earth house, and it's a seed in the earth. Okay. Now the plant is coming out and that thing, and then the water and that which you put to the plant, that is fourth house.
Exactly.
So earth and then water. So, and that's how the sapling and the nurturing part. And you have to have more nurturing when the plant is small, isn't it?
Yeah, more attention.
That's when and more need is there at that time, like and then when it grows big and stuff, then it's okay. Like then you don't need that kind of. So all such thing, nurturing, those kind of terms apply to fourth house. Those kind of words come. So, like terms like nurturing, any of these terms. So people, I think that I've given a big general idea of it, like what it is in terms of that. That's what people should focus on actually in that house. What I'm saying. So that. And like, for example, homeland and stuff like that. Okay, like some people, homeland can be a good thing for them. Okay, they're staying there. And for some people, it's better to not be there. So, so that you can see from the fourth house.
Yeah. How would you see, like, if the homeland isn't good for you?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, if the fourth lord has gone into 9th or 12th, right? Fourth house lord has gone into 9th or 12th. It's saying, like, go out. Don't. It's giving you a sign already.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and 9th lord is coming to 4th, 12th lord is coming to 4th. Like, again, signs are coming.
Interesting.
Yeah. Right. So, which are the foreign houses? for, which we're going to discuss when we reach them. So we're not going to go that far. Okay. So right now that thing we understand. It's the whole psychological basis. It's the early education, mother, nurturing, home, place of rest. Everything is your fourth house. So when you see homeless people, you know what's afflicted, what's the
Wow, they're the fourth house.
yes. So you know which house is getting strength at the time. Third house is getting strength, and fourth is not.
Mm.
They're just wandering. Third house is creating the wandering, but no place to rest.
Yes.
It's just the one which we discussed last time is overpowering. This one.
Mm-hmm. It's when the baby goes and crawls out and takes its journey.
Yeah. And the third house is all the journeys, all short journeys, everything.
Yeah.
Homeless people are continuously on the journey, right?
Yes, always.
Yes.
Everybody needs a good, nice, warm home.
Yeah, but third house is always a 12th house from fourth. Whatever is 12th ends that house in Vedic Jyotish.
Third house, can you repeat that one more time?
The third house, which we discussed last time, is 12th from the fourth.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
So whatever is 12th finishes that one. Like if you go on a journey, you have to leave the home, right? Like you can't be in the home and be journeying at the same time, right?
Yes.
So that will end.
It's one or the other. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And so third house always extinguishes the fourth.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's a general rule I've said for every house.
Wow.
So 12th is finishes whatever is
Okay.
12th from it. So that's
Perfect. Well, so grateful, beloved, for sharing all of this deep, deep wisdom. And namaste.
yes.